So remember when I told you that I was going to be on my earning journey? Yeah, it didn't quite go exactly as I thought it was going to go. So I tried out a few things. I tried out LinkedIn. I tried out, searching for surveys online. I tried so many things, especially more of trying out remote jobs. I tried Upwork. I tried Indeed.com, and I tried a few other things, but it didn't go as I expected. The honest truth is, I had to be brutally honest with myself. I wasn't ready. I thought I was ready. I thought all I just had to do was fix my CV, draft a few cover letters here and there, adjust my profile on LinkedIn, make sure it's okay, it's good to go, put in my experience, my about section, and all of that. But after I was done with everything, I just realized that I wasn't really ready for a remote job as much as I thought I was. And I'm so grateful because it took one post on LinkedIn to actually open my eyes to say that I wasn't as ready as I thought I was. So let's talk about my realization phase. Like, when did my eyes open up? So I saw this girl's post on LinkedIn. I can't even remember her name right now because I was so shocked by the amount of truth that I was seeing that I was like, what's going on? What's happening? So the first thing that got my attention was the first thing that actually got me was when I had applied for a role, and then I think the first stage, like, I got a response from them and they were really interested, and they asked me to, carry on with the second phase. So now the second phase of the interview went smooth. I mean, everything, until I started seeing some kind of questions that they were asking. They were asking how my workstation was, my system strength, my phone connection, so many other things. And I was like, okay, there's a lot more that goes into remote jobs. Then when I saw this part of the interview where I was being asked if I could sacrifice my Sundays, because the interviewer was making it clear that you could start, the whole thing was giving this whole spontaneous vibe. Like, I was saying stuff that there could be days that there's nothing to do, and those days could be free days. I said, okay, not bad. Then I saw another question, sorry, saying something about the fact that we could start work by 7 p.m. in the day. So if we start 7 p.m. on a Saturday, it's definitely going to affect my Sunday and how I'm going to go to church. In fact, I remember typing it down in the questionnaire there, telling them that on Sundays I go to church. The idea that I would just be called upon at any point, at any time, because that was how the interview looks like. I saw a lot of things. Like, the fact that it's called remote doesn't just mean you can chill and relax. I saw interviews that was asking for specific things, that I have to know how to use some specific apps. Talked about so many apps. I was hearing about Slack. I know of Trello because I actually use Trello. I was hearing about Loom. I was using Loom for the first time when I was supposed to send my video to that company. There were so many applications. Like, I've heard about Notion several times, but I've not really thought about using Notion. So many applications I was hearing about, and I was like, girl, you have a lot of learning to do. And don't even get me started on the fact that for a remote role, like, online meetings, back to back to back to back. We're talking about Zoom sessions. The last times that I've used my Zoom application, I know how much data I consumed, and it was easy for me to pull it off because then I was in school. I mean, as soon as I'm out of money, I'm calling relatives to send me money so I can continue. But this one is different. I'm at home. I do not have a source of income. I just had to really, sit back. And it's not like when you apply for a remote job, you're going to get paid, then you start working. It's after you're done working, that's when you get paid. So I'm going to need money to fuel whatever I'm doing until I get paid. I'm going to need money. Where I reside, power supply has been a mess. 4 seconds. Like, we saw light, we saw power. In case you're not Nigerian, we saw power. Power was restored for 4 seconds, and after 4 seconds, all the bulbs went off. We didn't see any light again. Up until now, I've not seen nothing. So, network issues. Like, now when it rains, I'm using Glow. I use Glow Network. I also use MTN. When it rains, most times I don't see anything. No service, no bars. I cannot access the internet. There were so many things that really, really came into my mind after I was done reading this girl's post on LinkedIn, and I just realized that, you know what, you're not as ready as you think you are. Like, you were not fully informed about what remote jobs, about what remote roles actually entails. I thought it just meant you having a laptop, having earphones, for using your mic to communicate during Zoom sessions, and you're good to go. It's a lot more than that. Last thing that I wanted to do was to force anything. That was the last thing I wanted to do. And there were actually a few roles online that I had applied for. They were pretty good, pretty juicy. Their pay was mwah. But some of the things didn't align with me. They didn't align with my passion. They didn't align with the I didn't want to start something and find myself, yeah, quite all right, I want to earn, but at what cost? Because I had to step back. Because stepping back to look at everything properly is also you moving forward. To this, you could be watching this and you're thinking, but does it really matter? I mean, you're going to get paid at the end of the day from any remote jobs or any remote roles or freelance jobs. Because I did apply for freelance jobs too. I mean, you're going to get paid. You're going to use the money to do what you want to do and enjoy the rest of your life. But I had to come to the reality of the fact that I had to do things that are in line with my current passion. I had to do things that are in line with my current strength. I have to do things that are in line with things that I am more affiliated to, not just following a trend, because it seems like in today's world, everybody is a remote person. Everybody's doing something. Come with me as I work from home, I work online and all of those stuff. And it's good, it's beautiful, it's amazing. But I saw a lot of things during the course of my remote role application, freelance jobs, and I just realized that it's not everything that I think I can actually do. It's not everything. I had seen, and why I tried out LinkedIn was because you'd see some of the things that actually matches your profile. I saw this role where we're being asked if you were signing up, you had to, I can't recall properly, but I know it was something within the lines of you not reapplying for another job role somewhere else. I'm not the kind of person that likes to do one thing for the rest of my life. I don't know how to just sit with one thing. I always want to expand, diversify. So you putting me in a box, I can't do that. I can't because of this stuff. I learned a lot of things. One of the things I learned was my ability to audit myself honestly. Now, I had to be really honest with myself to understand the fact that some of the skills that were needed for certain roles, I didn't have those skills. The resources that were needed to keep those roles and earn, I didn't have those resources. The mental readiness, it didn't do. So I had to really sit with myself because several times we find ourselves doing a lot of things, we find ourselves trying so many things, but deep within us, we know that we're not yet ready, but we keep pushing. So I had to really be honest with myself. Honesty, me being honest with myself to understand that these things that I want to do or these things that I wanted to do, I wasn't as ready as I was thinking I was. Second thing that I learned was pick one or two. Stop scattering your energy. Pick something, focus on it, become a master in it, and stop scattering your energy. Because I was applying for content creation roles. I was applying for content writing roles. I think I applied for virtual assistant. I think I also applied for script writers. I was like, I can write script. I think I also applied for ghostwriting. I was like, yeah, I can do it. But can I really do it? There's a difference between when you think you can do something 40% and when you can do that thing 100, 80, 90%. And some of the things I was busy trying to apply for, I can't really do them. So rather than trying to just scatter myself around, pick one thing, two things, and focus on it, nurture it, and actually see results. Another thing that I had to tell myself was invest in learning before you start chasing earning. There were a lot of roles that I saw their requirements, like they'll actually list their requirements, and maybe they listed like 7 requirements, and it's only 2 that I'm super confident in. The remaining 5 on call, what's going to happen with them? Or when you finally get to the interview stage, you tell them, oh, I'll only be doing 2, I will not do the remaining 5. What happens to your integrity? Do you get? So I had to really sit with myself, focus on learning so many things, focus on learning the right skills, harnessing it, like becoming a 100% master before you start to chase earning. Because chasing earning is not the way I want to live my life. I do not plan to live my life chasing earning. You're just chasing every penny, every bit and scrap. I don't plan to live my life that way. So that was the reality and the truth that I had to come to terms with and give myself peace. I think another reality that I came to see was the fact that I was really, really overworrying. Like, I was acting as if I didn't have a God. Like, I was acting as if my life is in my hands. I think a few days back, I had to really sit and ask myself, guy, you're thinking this thing too much, you're stressing this thing too much. But then, you have a God that can take care of you. You have a God that will surprise you when you least expect. You have a God that will show up for you. So why are you now planning, thinking, structuring? It's like you've forgotten that you have God that can do things for you, that can show you his infinite mercy when you least expect. So me having that understanding and everything really helped me to calm down and really focus on learning rather than just earning. It really just, if you're in that place where you feel behind, you think you're behind, maybe you just need to calm down and focus on your foundations first, because I had not focused on my foundations. My foundations were not where they're supposed to be, but I just thought that I was behind simply because I'm not earning yet. I'm going to be sharing what I'm learning. If you're also trying to figure out your learning and earning journey, come along. Let's learn together. Let us share with each other. Let's help each other grow. Do well to share your own experience with me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.